Put the kids to bed. Dad's home. We are the DWO podcast representing the Dad World Order. I am the one you know as Magnificent. I am Mike Martin, and with me as always, my main dude, the big sexy himself, Big Rig Eric Maffey.
What's up?
Joining us once again tonight, the big homie Cephas, aka Wrestling T-shirt guy. What is up?
What's up, guys?
Dude?
What is happening, my man?
Shit, I've had a really long work week today. Felt like it took 27 hours to get through. So I'm excited to just bullshit us about some wrestling and enjoy this holiday weekend. I don't know about you guys.
Absolutely.
Well, last night was a good one to bullshit about for sure.
Absolutely.
As the title said, bangers, moguls, and raggedy bitches.
God, I popped so hard for that.
Right.
I love
twice too, which made me so happy. Like he wasn't even addressing the crowd; he was just like talking to himself. You raggedy bitch.
I hope he keeps calling people raggedy bitch, and they make a raggedy bitch shirt.
Oh, they have
yeah.
to. They have to.
With a raggedy Ann that looks just like Stokely.
Right. By the way, can you guys hear that?
Yes.
In the background. Okay. I'm gonna turn that down a little bit.
To be fair, it's wrestling.
I'm not really that mad about it.
I mean, this was one of the. Speaking of, I know we're going to talk about AEW, but I thought Raw was one of the better Raws of the year. Personally,
Raw's always good, I think, around the holidays, except for next week's episode, because the best stuff. But that's what happened.
Isn't it going to be a clip show?
Yeah, it's going to be a clip show. Best of the year.
I enjoyed seeing KO and Rollins getting a little shtick in.
I love KO so much. So very much.
Yes. But
hang on a second.
Anyhow, it is.
Oh, what's going to happen? I thought it.
I'm muted. I'm talking to M. Hang on. Sorry.
We're good.
It's okay. I actually didn't watch much of Raw at all due to scheduling. I did watch Dynamite Live.
Heck yeah, I watched both of them because I have a problem.
I will watch Raw. I just haven't. Tomorrow's my first off day.
Yeah.
But
we've discussed how bad my problem is with wrestling.
Yeah.
So.
Wait, I was texting last night saying, by watching Dynamite and they were advertising for the Dayton show, and I don't know why it hadn't dawned on me that Wrestling Revolver show is on a Thursday, and I'm like, why is it on a Thursday? That's weird. But then they're advertising for Dynamite in Dayton, and it's the day before. I'm like, oh shit.
Word on the street from some of my indie friends, like my buddy Tom, was telling me that there's going to be an appearance from Claudio and an appearance from D-Bry. If that happens,
buddy, I will die.
Yes. Take my money, please.
In a little basketball gym in Dayton, Ohio, if I see Brian Danielson and Claudio freaking Castagnoli, I'm going to shit.
Yeah.
Listen, I know they both love the indies. I know they both love Mox. You know what I mean?
I've seen them both in Dayton before.
They've both been in town.
Mox even said at the last show, he was like basically saying like Wrestling Revolver is going to be the indie show to go to. He was like, do you know who made Jun Akiyama? You know who made that match? Yeah, that was me. You know who made like all these different ones? He was like, imagine what I can do with this.
Yeah.
And like, I mean, they showed it at the what do you call it? The last one.
So speaking of
Iowa, freaking Kenta and Speedball. Oh my god.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, though, have you guys have been to the Revolver show at this building before?
Twice.
Okay, what is the elevated seating, and is that worth my $1?
Not really.
It's like
it's not even a stage. It's like 2 steps up.
Is it closer to the ring? Like
further away.
Do you have any pictures by any chance you could maybe send me privately later?
Yeah. We'll
cool, because I'm trying to make the decision whether or not I'm going to buy second row or elevated seating.
Second row will put you closer.
I'm going to hang out the whole time.
Elevated seating, from what I've seen, seems to be the folks that don't want to be down in all the ruckus.
I do I do want to be in the ruckus. I was
know you
thinking about
do.
elevated
You
seating
want, then you want
because I
second
wanted
row.
someone to jump from it.
I'm going to make an executive call right now and say you want second row. Knowing you, no, elevated seating is where like, oh, I'm going to bring my grandpa to this for some reason.
Yeah, I was gonna say
I don't
it
want him to
seemed
be
like it was
near
an older
something.
crowd up there.
Don't get me wrong.
People that
I'm
don't
going to be
get
chilling with
around
you
as
guys
good.
90% of the night, but you know.
Well, I think our plan. Are we still trying to do fourth row? That way we got a seat.
Yeah,
because I'm going to have Emmy with me. And normally I just get general admission because I don't really mind standing, but I don't think she wants to stand all night. So I was just going to get fourth row
having
and
a seat to try.
You think they're
even the general
gonna
admission ticket isn't bad because the freedom of being able to kind of trot around and we
here's the
actually
thing:
got real
having a
close.
general admission ticket does not put you that far away from the ring. Like 4 rows, it's 4 rows, and then you just general admission to just stand wherever you want. So like,
yeah, I'm sitting down, homies. I'm old. That's why we're on
hush.
the world order here. You know, it's I'm an old dad.
Right. But yeah, that's gonna be. I mean, you already saw it. They got Evil Uno's gonna be there, and Yuta.
I have an Evil Uno, like little what do you call it? Those little slam buddies or whatever.
Oh, really?
I'm gonna have to try to get that signed. That'd be pretty cool.
Yeah.
I got a micro
definitely.
brawler.
Yeah,
you can actually sign that, but
I got that shit too. I'm gonna go there with a big fat pocket so I can try to.
Yeah, my collection's what a collection that is, by the way. Ultimo Dragon, Evil Uno, Eddie Kingston, Danhausen, and then Sammy with his sign that says "You do suck, man," because Emmy wrote it because she doesn't like him.
I want to meet Sammy and have him sign that permanently.
There you go.
I think that'd be pretty neat. So are we getting into?
Sorry, that was my fault. I got us off on a tangent because I'm
no, it's good.
Excited for
all wrestling to talk about is good wrestling to talk about, in my opinion.
You know what's weird? I normally don't like to listen to myself. I've recorded like tons of music, tons of different stuff, but I love listening to these. Every one I do with you guys, I go back and listen to it. And
yeah, they're
it's always
fun.
a good conversation. That's what I was telling my wife before we got on. It's like, oh, we got Cephas on tonight. I was like, it'll be a good conversation tonight.
Mm-hmm. And also, I believe coming up, I think next week, if you can swing it, Mike. I talked to Dave from Pro Wrestling Podcast, and we were thinking Thursday maybe doing the fantasy booking show. Cephas, I don't know if you'd want to get in on that, dude. If we have all 4 of us on there, we're going to be there for 4 hours.
I'm down.
We're gonna fantasy book an AEW WWE Supercard.
I'm definitely down. 150,000 gazillion %. I've got notes for today because we were talking about predicting WrestleMania.
I think that'd be so fun.
Yeah. This is my thing, man. Like I said, this whole next year, I'm going to try to make it to where I can hopefully make some money on pro wrestling, and maybe by the end of that year, I might be able to, make some substantial bill money off of it. So I'm going to do everything I can to be on any show and every show anywhere. Like I'll talk to somebody with 2 viewers. You know what I mean?
Hell yeah, dude. I mean, it's.
Is that because we have 2 viewers right now?
Do we? You know what I mean? We have more than 2. Other people have seen this.
What's up, Danny H? Appreciate you tuning in, man. So I guess Dynamite, overall thoughts before we really get into it?
I think Dynamite was fantastic.
I had a blast with it.
Ricky Starks is on my television.
Yeah.
I can't stand Ricky Starks. I don't I talked about this earlier. I don't know what it is about that.
You are in the minority on that, which cracks me up. Like,
listen,
the general consensus is usually like, oh God, Jericho, or oh God, Jeff Jarrett. Man, that Ricky Starks, he's a piece of shit. Like, I don't think I've heard anybody say that.
Listen, he's a great worker. He's consistent. He puts on great matches. He's entertaining. I still don't like him.
That's fair. There's people that, there's a lot of people that really like Jericho. I appreciate him for what he's done for the business, but his stuff he's doing right now, I could care less for.
You could care less for the greatest wrestler of all time.
Don't get me started. I will, buddy. I got him loaded up. I'll hit him on you too.
Look at that
BBD.
star.
Use this stretch. Chris Jericho had the tap.
It's fine. He beat Stone Cold Steve Austin and The Rock in the same night.
He also just lost to a jobber.
A jobber.
A jobber.
Young, promising individual. How?
The crowd was literally chanting, "Let's go, jobber," at the beginning of the match. Jericho called him a jobber.
He made him. And in 10 years, when we're like, oh, Andretti's the best. I can't believe he's a 4-time world champion. You're going to be like, oh, damn, I can't believe
Thank
Jericho.
God for Chris Jericho.
Yes. He is a star maker.
No, I honestly, I love that. I think that was my biggest pop last week.
That's the stuff that makes Jericho that good in my book.
That was cool. Like that was it. I mean, he very well could have just let him like kick out of the code breaker, and that would have been enough. That'd have been like, okay, like cool.
Right. That's a good rub right there, you know.
But him actually winning clean, like that's awesome.
It did a lot for him. I know who he is now.
Speaking of their interaction, dude, that fireball looked gnarly.
Did it right? I was like, first of all, yay, he brought back the fireball. And yeah, it looked like it really burned his face off.
No, Danny, I know he did. I'm just, it's our little kayfabe thing. I'm a big Eddie Kingston guy, so anybody that's a big Jericho guy, I tend to get into it with.
You know, it's funny. I'm a big Eddie Kingston guy too, but Jericho, I can't. I mean, I remember the first time I think that I ever really started to like heels was when he was being the chicken shit in WCW, you know, and claiming that he whooped Goldberg. I remember my uncle hated him, but I loved it because it would make my uncle pissed. And I would remember
moves of Jericho.
Oh, the armbar. Armbar.
700. Did you see the one in the crowd? What that was like a month ago, wasn't it, Mike? Somebody actually had one in the crowd and said, hold number 712 armbar. And it actually on the list, hold number 712 is armbar.
We pulled the list
up. So thank you for your dedication, sign guy. Speaking of people in the crowd, though, the dude that was like way too proud of his NXT championship that kept holding it up all freaking night, like
the entire show.
Nobody cares,
sir. That was Tyler Black in the crowd.
If that was actually Tyler Black, that would have been a cool thing.
Yes.
It would have been really weird to see Seth Rollins in the crowd holding it in.
How funny would that, like, if they, like, I don't know, like, because, you know, like Bailey, I mean, a lot of those people are friends.
Oh, the ton
like,
of them are.
How funny, I mean, obviously, I feel like they'd probably be in a suite or something like that. But if one of them just one day was like, I'm just going to buy a ticket and just sit in the crowd, you know what I mean? Like,
blend in.
Yeah.
Robbie McAllister, TNA Impact, the Highlanders.
Yep.
Then they both got fired.
Lame.
Very lame. Rory's a really cool dude. I've seen Rory a couple times. Been lucky enough to hang out with him a few times. He's a pretty cool dude. Man, the Battle on the Border show is happening again. I don't know if you guys are interested in that.
I saw that. That's happening New Year's Eve, right?
There's one on New Year's Eve, but they also have one in February.
Okay. Yeah, New Year's Eve is Savion Truitt and Brian Pillman Jr. That should be pretty good.
I love Savion. I love Pillman. Any chance I can get a chance to see Pillman live, I'm going to take it. Yeah. Something tells me, man, one of these days he's going to be a huge star in this industry. So
he is. I think he's got like just maybe a little bit of growing up to do. Yeah, and I mean, obviously he's still pretty young. But overall, just his in-ring skill is awesome.
Yeah.
So yeah, definitely excited for that. But Danny chiming in again. I love Kingston as well, but after what Jericho's done with his demeanor to put over young guys, you do no wrong in my eyes. If anyone in AEW deserves to have an executive position, it's Jericho. See, and I'll say this: I agree with pretty much all of this, but if Jericho has an executive position, he needs to not be a wrestler anymore.
Correct.
I think he'd be fantastic in one of those positions. Like once he's done wrestling, retired, yes, put Jericho as, your head, help with booking or talent relations or whatever. I don't know.
I put him in
but
talent
even
relations.
as an active performer, though, I mean, he's still a locker room leader because when all that shit went down with the Elite and Punk, it was him and Bryan Danielson
and Mox
and Mox, that kind of stood up and were like, all right, we're not going to let this ship get too far off track here, and we're going to get right the ship and move on past this shit.
Yeah,
and I mean the only issues I've had are really like there have been a couple of his feuds that have just gone on way longer than they needed to, and like the ending of the feud didn't really make sense. Like if I'm being real, like even though I'm a Kingston mark, like the end of that feud, like why did he have to go over Kingston in that barbed wire match? Like there was no point for that. Same with like last summer with the trials of Jericho.
MJF.
And, MJF had beat him 3 times and he beat him at All Out. Why? That could have been, a feather in MJF's cap to put him over. Oh, he's beat Jericho 4 times. Jericho never beat him once. Just stuff like that. And it's me kind of being nitpicky, but I just feel like his stuff just goes on way too long.
You know who I think was fantastic on this Dynamite was All Ego Ethan Page.
Buddy, he was awesome.
Yeah. Crap, he's so good. He's fantastic. He could be on a story about nothing, and I'm still watching. I enjoy what he does.
Yeah, watch him go toy shopping for crying out loud. The guy's just entertaining to watch.
Yeah,
and even better when he gets to be his fluffed up ego, All Ego Ethan Page.
Tightest tits in the game.
That's right, baby. And I love how he never wears the same shirt twice on television. It's always a different shirt.
The same shit.
Kind of like somebody else we know.
Yeah, hey. Sergeant Slaughter today. I had to get one because he followed me on Twitter. He followed you guys yet?
Make it.
We are back.
Yes.
Dave.
What's up, Dave?
There'll be peace when you are done.
Bro, I love that so much. I can't believe they've got me enjoying the Elite because I'm an Elite hater. Don't get me wrong. I watched Being the Elite. I watched everything they do, but I'm still a little Elite hater. But they've got me really looking forward to when they come out now, man. And they're just no nonsense, just business, just wrestling. I like what they're doing with this best of 7.
This has been everything that I've wanted it to be. It's just every match progressively somehow tops the last.
And Danny makes a good point. We've talked about that before. Like they don't need to be EVPs. If you're an active competitor, you shouldn't be in charge of anything.
It was
you can be a locker room leader, but you don't need to be in charge of anything.
Yeah.
It's like they were all awarded something because they started it with Cody. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and I think a lot of it was to combat the evil regime of WWE, where all the talent was getting put down by the man, Vince. So this was like, oh, this is a company for the wrestler. Look, the wrestlers have
for the wrestler
management positions type thing. So I think it kind of went overboard there, but
yeah.
I really loved the no DQ match. Kenny pulling out the freaking broom with the barbed wire.
Oh God,
he's so dumb taking that doing that to himself, doing the driver on the. Oh my God, I don't know how much you guys know about my history, but I've wrestled a lot and I've had a few experiences with barbed wire, and it is by far my least favorite. I would rather hit thumbtacks than barbed wire because thumbtacks are just like little pinpricks. Barbed wire, it just sucks the whole time. It's like bites from a dog or something. It really is like the worst, man. It is the worst thing. Ever.
Yeah, but let's be real here. Like Dave says, the tree was MVP of that match.
That was so awesome.
And
came back to that. My wife was like, "There's a Christmas tree."
Wait, there's a tree in the ring? What's happening right now?
Like, let's not
And
forget
then-
the time they came out dressed as Ghostbusters to the
Right.
ring.
Oh, dude, that was one of my favorite matches last year, especially because what's it? Your hair. What is it, Sweets? Huh? You okay? All right. What did he that was when Hangman was dressed up as the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man.
Yes, yeah.
Remember, he was like blending in with them, and like they found Cutler in the thing, and he was all taped up, and then he takes the head off, and he's still got the big blow up thing on. He's like giving lariats in the Stay Puft suit. That was amazing. Ooh, I did not know this. What do you guys think about the news starting January 4th? Dynamite Rampage is going to have new stage setups and more upgrades. I can't stand the tunnels. Reminds me of TNA from 05. No. I would like a change. I'm not really opposed to it right now. I would like to see them do like they did at Full Gear with the coming out the middle. I think that's that's a good setup. It looks cool. You get more Titantron that way. I mean, it's kind of like how WWE does it now, but I mean, it's a good setup. Like you don't have a monopoly on your entrance look.
It kills me because
I'm down for it.
Titantron. Sure. It kills me that they mentioned that on AEW as the Titantron. That's a WWF WWE thing. Yeah. Titantron is because Titan Sports.
Yes.
Yeah. What it kills
it's not
like
a brand.
I think it was I think it was Excalibur like 2 weeks ago or last week or sometime recently. He said up on the Titantron, and I was like, "Huh? You're on AEW?" Like
Gorilla Monsoon in the back? Or what's going
on? What? Speaking of WWE, though,
Jack Tunney.
So, do you guys listen to Sam Roberts at all?
Yeah, every once in a while.
Did you listen to his most recent thing on what he thinks should happen at WrestleMania?
No.
It's kind of in line with what I think should happen, but
Elitatron.
That's great. Who do you think should beat Roman and win? Regardless of what do you think should happen at WrestleMania? Do you think he should lose it at Mania? Do you think he should keep it? Who do you think should
hold on.
I want to hear your opinion before I give mine.
Can we save that for WrestleMania predictions?
Sure. I thought, is that what we're doing today? Or we still got other stuff going?
I was going to talk about Dynamite.
Okay, yeah, my bad. I'm jumping the gun. I'm jumping the shark. It's cool.
All good. That's a good. I mean, I have a lot of opinions on that though. So yes, I do want to talk about that.
Yeah.
But let's see what else was. I mean, I really like. I know a lot of people said it was awkward, and there were parts where it was awkward. But Rick Ross being on an AEW television is hilarious, and
he said the F word.
He said the mother F word, and like I love Keith Lee's reaction. Just oh no,
yeah,
that
He's
was
got enough money
amazing.
to pay that fine,
and I love it because it was not in a like, you know, you're the worst way. It was just like Rick Ross, just like looking at his surroundings, like, man, you're a big motherfucker. Like that was it. That was the whole, like the whole crowd could have not been there. It was like he was just like, man, this is pretty cool. Like, oh, hey, you're a big dude. Like,
yeah.
It
all felt awkward. Like the first appearance he made, I thought was really good and funny, but this time I think he was kind of like trying for that thing too hard. Maybe we're gonna make history. We make a history.
I hate it, but I love it. I almost want him to like. He kind of reminds me of when what's his name was there for Lashley, Moth.
MVP.
No. Man of the Hour. I can't remember.
Rush.
Leo Rush.
Yeah.
When it kind of reminds me of him because I hated Leo Rush, but I enjoyed it still. Like I hated hearing Lashley, but I also was like, I kind of get behind hating this guy. I like to get behind hating people, and that's definitely what he's doing. So
right, and I mean, I think I'm still confused with the Parker and the whoever the other guy is. I can't even remember his name. I saw it earlier.
Parker Bordeaux. He follows.
No, I know Parker Bordeaux. I'm talking about the other guy, face tattoo.
Former baseball player.
Yeah, that guy. That guy looks like a winner.
I mean, apparently he's been like training like for months and months, so like, you know, great and everything. But like Parker, I don't know, like and I've seen him wrestle. Like I know he can do, you know, good stuff. But like everything he did last night just looked so like over the top animated, and I was just like, dude, you need to relax.
There's a reason why they gave him Brock Lesnar vibes, started to train him, and then let him go. Yeah. You know what I mean? Because he looks great. And I don't mean to talk crap about the guy because, like I said, he follows me on Twitter and he's a cool dude. But he needs work still. He's gonna be something eventually, and I think he did the right thing by going to AEW because now he has the chance to build something first.
Yes. Yeah. I think he was cursed the moment they gave him the next Brock Lesnar tag. Absolutely. You know what I mean? Because the expectations were set so damn high. Like, because Brock Lesnar is once in a lifetime kind of athlete and performer.
If that comparison was going to happen, it should have happened post him proving that he's like Brock Lesnar, not before he's even there.
Well, and I think that was the problem too, is he bought into his own hype. Absolutely. Like he was, you know, he was so, it was like that, you know, the grade schooler that everybody's like, you're going to be king of the freaking world and go to the NFL. And then they peak sophomore year and then they don't know what to do after high school. Like that's kind of what happened with him. I did not see this though. Give Me Sport reported that a Forbidden Door entrant is set for Royal Rumble.
Huh.
I thought I heard that too, but I mean, they did have Emma or no, who the hell was it? Mickey James who was holding the title for was it Impact at the time, I thought.
You can see Okada, somebody from Japan.
Maybe it was one of those deals like, hey, we'll let you take Shinsuke Nakamura for the the evening, but
that's what I love about
see one of your talents as well.
Yep.
That's what I love about Triple H. People can, you know, say all they want about who does what storyline wise. The fact that Triple H is in charge of making those type of decisions is where it's going to benefit us. Storyline wise, you know, sometimes he's going to hit or miss. He did Katie Vick, you know what I mean? But if we let him appreciate those aspects of wrestling as the guy who runs it, it's going to benefit every time he does something like that. I hope we get at some point a crossover between them and MLW or anyone really. GCW would be fantastic, but
and it doesn't even have to be like a permanent partnership. It's just do a build up to a premium live event or what have you.
Have one company's biggest guy interfere on something and challenge the whole kit and caboodle to fucking a battle. I think Survival Series could be a yearly different company or something.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
You're just gonna do nothing but you're building you're help building the industry. You're help building the future that way.
Yeah. And I just hope that, because I loved like what they did with Forbidden Door and just what AEW has done in general. So if WWE does more of that, and I don't want it to be like, oh, AEW works with New Japan sometimes and WWE works with New Japan sometimes. Like, if we can all, like this super card we're gonna book, like if we can all no, just if they can all work together, like that just benefits the fans, and you make so much freaking money. It's stupid.
Yep.
Then you open the door for each company to talk shit about each other in a polite way.
I think so he was saying Darby and Sting are supposed to be teaming up with Great Muta. So I think the Muta and Shinsuke match is on a different night. I don't think it's all on the same, because he's doing like a retirement like tour, isn't he? He's not just doing like one last match. He's doing like a couple last matches. So I think he's wrestling Shinsuke. And I could be wrong on that. Please correct me if I am, but I'm pretty sure he's like wrestling Shinsuke one night, And then his actual last match is Sting and Darby Allin are in that one.
Okay.
I believe.
It makes sense to have Sting there.
Yeah. Talking about the baseball player guy. I thought that was Tom McDonald at first.
Same.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Like, where did he
I
play
even said it to
baseball
my wife.
at?
Like, is that Tom McDonald?
Prison League?
That's awesome. Yeah.
Wrestling's so stupid. Wrestling's so
I mean, you know, I was saying this to one of my buddies earlier is like, I mean, Swerve's a pretty smart guy. Like, I don't think he would let them put him with something he didn't believe in. So,
yeah. I mean, even when we talked to him up in Dayton a few weeks back, he was like, "Just wait and see. Just wait and see."
He's got a really good mind for this, so I think it'll be good.
So while we're talking great about a lot of great things on Dynamite, we got to mention the biggest flop, I think, in Dynamite all year. And I know that's a little extreme, but God, it made me want to change the channel. I told you guys about it earlier. That terrible rap from Sanjay Dutt. Who approved that?
And I've seen people saying like, "Oh, Sanjay as a character is corny enough that it's funny."
No,
and I'm like, nothing about that was funny.
No,
I hated all of it.
Funaki rapping was funny. It was terrible, but it was funny. You can do that. I get what they're trying to do, but that sucked. That was literally
Sanjay as a character.
It reminded me terrible of Dixie TNA. I was like, I don't want this anywhere near my AEW.
No, yeah,
it was like getting gravy into your like sweet potato pie. Or, I don't know, anything that you don't want gravy in. Yeah. It was terrible.
It does have that stank on it, doesn't it?
I've been saying this since Jeff Jarrett came back. Like I wanted him to have his match with Sting and then go in the back.
Yeah.
Yep.
He does not need to be he doesn't need to be in the freaking title program right now. Like, what are you doing? I don't need Jeff Jarrett and Jay Lethal in a freaking tag title program. I really don't.
30 years from now, we're going to be saying the same thing about Cody Rhodes.
Oh, I know.
He's the next Jeff Jarrett.
He is. He's going to be
everywhere.
Mr. Overbooked. Yeah. But yeah, that was, oh God. And then that's the thing is on Rampage, we're getting Billy Gunn and Bowens against Lethal and Jarrett, which it's like, why?
Yeah, why? It's exactly what I thought it was like.
Well, it's not Max and Bowens, so it's not the match yet.
Like, did I miss something?
It's because they wrestled once for the European title or something on Raw, maybe.
Oh God.
They want to relive their glory days.
Oh, it's so bad.
Don't get me wrong. I love Daddy Ass. He's probably going to be the T-shirt tomorrow. But either way, like I don't want to see him versus Jarrett. I want to give me Daddy Ass versus stupid ass.
Yes, this right here. I find it disgustingly weird that TK has Jarrett and Sanjay Dutt on TV, but doesn't have any creative ideas for Miro. Absolutely. Like, are you kidding?
Give me the
Redeemer. You've had Jay Lethal, not even before Jeff Jarrett. Like Jay Lethal's in like just wrestling on TV every week. Why? Like he doesn't get a pop. No. Like even as a heel, it's like I kind of want him to go away. I would love for Miro to come in and be the one to dethrone Joe and take TNT title back.
Oh yeah,
I think that'd be dope.
I don't think it's I don't think Wardlow's going to take it back off.
Well, they had ideas for him, but I mean, if they were shitty, like I don't blame him for. I don't know what they were, but
at some point though, it's like you're gonna have to bite the bullet and say even bad publicity is, or they say all publicity is good publicity.
Even bad publicity. What you're given, you know what I mean?
Yeah. How many times you gotta spin hay into gold?
Exactly. Look how many times you've seen people like a Jericho, someone that's had that longevity, take something shitty and make it great. You know what I mean? Even Kevin Owens.
Sami Zayn.
Yeah, Sami Zayn is the best in the freaking world right now. I swear to God. I love him so much.
This bloodline thing was not supposed to be this, and this dude made absolute chicken salad out of chicken shit.
I'll be right back.
You're good.
Word.
Yeah, I picked up the Sammy's My Dog shirt.
I saw that.
Pro
I
Wrestling
was going to, man, but Christmas and all, and they was
Yeah,
getting it for it.
$32.
So.
I thought it
Yeah.
was super neat though, because I don't know if you were aware of this. That was the first time ever that an active WWE wrestler had a T-shirt for sale somewhere other than WWE.
Huh.
Like that was
I did know. I figured that was
huge.
Yeah.
It was huge. That's the type of stuff I'm saying that Triple H is doing. They didn't have to do that, but they let Sammy do his own thing separately for Syria. You know what I mean? And let him use his name. You know what I mean? Like, because he's not legally Sammy, he's Ramy. You know what I mean?
Hold on, what's his real name?
His name's Ramy, like Rami Malek.
Ramy.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Huh, I never knew that.
He's Middle Eastern, Irish born. Middle Syrian and Irish or something. He's like you talk about like a mixing pool of the world. He is that.
Yeah, just a wonderful person.
Well, I guess, yeah, he's been doing it for a couple of years now, but I mean, how many people have really given a shit about Sami Zayn until now?
I hear the shit did really well. I got a friend that works at Pro Wrestling Tees told me that they printed more of those and they think they've printed anything special run ever.
That's great.
All right, Cephas, we get it. You have friends literally everywhere.
Listen, I've been doing
this was the guy that like 2 days before Extreme Rules was like, hey, I know one of the guys that makes Bray's masks. Spoil it for you.
I'm sorry.
Hey, me and TK play golf twice a month.
I wish.
Okay. All right, real quick. So Emmy really wants to see the present you got me. So
okay.
I gotta at least open mine now.
Okay.
Me and Cephas, you're not in this because
wow,
you're selfish.
Sorry, man.
Wow.
Didn't get either of us a gift, but we got.
I have gifts for you right here.
No, you don't.
He probably does.
He probably does. Yeah. Okay. So this one is from Mr. Magnificent, Mike Martin. Beautiful flannel wrapping folder. And apparently is non-wrestling related, you said?
It's not, no.
Okay.
But I saw
neither
it
is
from
mine.
you, so.
Oh.
I mean, I said, I'm terrible at that. I always feel like everybody does better than me at giving gifts.
Oh, dope.
Big
Whitey
rig.
Morgan in the 78 shirt. Hell yeah.
Big rig on it.
That's awesome. I love
Actually,
that.
Jesse points to it and says, wow, look at that big rig shirt. And I was like,
That's amazing. I love that. That's dope. I love Whitey Morgan. So, yes, thank you so much. That's awesome.
You're welcome. Merry Christmas.
Pretty cool. Thank you, sir. Merry Christmas to you as well.
This gift I present to you, they did a way better wrapping job than I did. It sat there and I'm like, I need to put like a ribbon and bow on it or something. And I was like, nah, he'll think I'm like a sissy for dressing it up too much. But at least he had.
Me and Em wrapped that one together. So
you mean Wolf?
Wolf Maffey. I'm sorry, not
Wolf
Emmy.
Maffey.
Wolf Maffey.
So good job, guys. Here we go. Presents. I'll have you guys know I have been a good boy this year, and I checked, and I am on the nice list. Ooh. Oh, wow. That's fantastic. Oh,
so, Cephas, what makes it better is that the bathroom that's directly behind him is pretty much all DC themed.
Okay.
He's got prints and all kinds of DC stuff in there. And I was at GalaxyCon a couple weeks ago, and one of the artists that was there had that. Did you see his underwear?
There's Superman underoos. That's so great, dude. Thank you so much.
So I figured that would go perfectly.
He's got a picture of him and the Joker chucking it up on the shelf.
Back signal's going on, but he's just having a glass of wine on the commode.
And I will have you know that even Batman knows toilet paper goes on this way.
That's right.
Thank
Is
you
that
so
awesome?
much.
Clark,
Yes.
I'm wearing those undies.
Yes, I have a superhero bathroom. It is fire engine red, and it has comic book covers hanging everywhere in Funko Pop.
Yeah, I have an entire pro wrestling room, so I know.
Yeah, so yeah, I'm a 12-year-old kid.
Yeah.
My wife gave me the
figured.
basement and said, "Do what you want."
So that artist, which I
That's so good. Dude.
can't
Thank you
remember
so much.
exactly. I'm gonna have to plug her later, but she had a bunch of variations of that. She had like Darth Vader sitting on the toilet and like all kinds of stuff. And that I thought that one was like,
It's
well, he's
perfect.
got the DC bathroom. So
Yes.
So, speaking of which, guys, I don't know what you
Aw.
have planned for the 29th or whatever the date the Royal Rumble is on. I'm pretty sure it's 29th. But I throw a party every year.
of January.
The years that I don't go, and I'm not going this year. So I throw
Having
a party every
Rumble
year,
party.
and I do it like really
Thanks,
big. I buy a really cool prize for the men's rumble and the women's rumble, and then like whenever you come in, you draw a number from a hat. If that number wins, you win the prize. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So
Oh,
I do
awesome.
like a big old nice party. You guys are all invited. You can bring your kids, your wives, whatever you want. It's gonna be a decently family friendly event. There will be drinks, but the kids will be running around. So if you guys want to come.
Oh, Emmy will be watching the Rumble. That's her favorite thing.
You're more than
She loves the countdown.
That's why I put it on all the big screens. I got a 96-inch TV here, so
that's actually the reason she got into wrestling was because she woke up like she had been asleep for a couple hours. One of those wake up, I got to go to the bathroom, and I was watching the Royal Rumble, and this was 3 years ago, something like that. And when she came out, the women's rumble was on, and she started watching it. And she was like, what's this? And she sat there and watched the whole thing with me. So the Royal Rumble is what got Em into wrestling. So I thought that was cool.
And the rest is history.
The Rumble's the funnest event of the year, in my opinion.
29th, I should be able to make that. So
is that the Saturday? I think that's the right day.
It's a Sunday.
It's the 28th. Whatever the day of the Rumble's on. Either way, like I said, you guys are more than welcome. I cook a big bunch of food and stuff. It's a big fun thing. So more than welcome.
Well, at January 1, I get a whole new pot of PTO. So
we'll make it work.
Yeah. I'll be watching the Royal Rumble, and why not? What better to do than watch it with friends?
Absolutely.
I ate a whole bag of your products earlier, Mr. Perfetti.
Oh yeah. Don't tell me you bought them.
Of course.
I'll send you. I'll get you a care package.
Well, I told you I'm addicted to Airheads, my dude. Like I literally eat them like way more than I should. They're
Thank you.
Well, we can get you pretty much an endless supply. So.
Holla.
I mean, I get a monthly stipend, and like my kids are all grown, so nobody eats it. Like I get gum.
Yeah. You can literally go into a room with a bag and you just fill it up as much as you can and walk out with it.
How do you think I got this dad bod? The folks at Perfetti and
I will say the Airhead Extremes off the line compared to like when they've been sitting in the bag for a couple weeks and you buy them at the store, taste way different. Fresh citric acid, woo, buddy.
Yeah,
tart.
Yeah.
I work in the room that actually puts them in the little bites in the bags, and it's like he said, fresh, man. It just like
it's not a bad thing, really. It's just like
intense.
It's different.
Warhead. It's more like a warhead at that point.
Like they're actually sour as opposed to when you get them in the bag and it's just like, oh, it's a gummy candy with sugar on it.
Yeah, when it's settled down a little bit.
Yeah.
Anyhow.
Yeah, we got off on a tangent about candy. My bad.
We did.
Are we going to talk about WrestleMania? And hold on, we haven't talked about the main event of Dynamite yet.
Dude, main event, that was
Speaking of bangers.
After banger, after banger, after
awesome. Banger. Buddy, there were a lot of women's matches this year that I was like, that's one of the best I've ever seen. I mean, you had Rosen Baker in the cell for the title. I mean, so many Tony Storm matches, Tony Storm and Hayter.
I think this is better. This might be the best women's match of the year. I think both the women laid their shit in, and they both look very fluid and natural. And I mean, from the first blows, the first elbow strikes, I mean, they were just, it was elbow to chin, and man, it was from Jump Street. It was an absolute freaking banger, man or woman. That was a hell of a match.
Yeah,
certainly better than anything we see on the opposition's show from Ronda. We'll just put it that way.
Oh,
yeah, no
God.
shit. Well, so here's what I loved most about it was, I mean, usually when people talk about like, man, that was an amazing match, like, yeah, there's the psychology of it and everything, and which I thought was played very well here to the point where like Jamie's like, what do I have to do to put her away? Like, I am doing everything in my power to put Sheeta away, and I can't do it. And you get all those near falls, which that's always a kind of a sign of like, man, that was a really good match. Once you get into like, oh my God, that wasn't it.
Yeah.
And one of the things that sometimes happens, I think, I mean, it's happened in men's matches, but I think it's a little more prevalent in the women's matches, is they try to do that, but they don't they don't go through them quickly enough. Like, they'll do a near fall and then it takes them forever to get to the next one. And there was, I mean, a sequence there at the end where they were just, suplex, power bomb, neck breaker, near fall. And it was just like, dude, holy shit.
That power bomb where she like rolled through and then brought her up
and then just deadlifted her up. And
yeah, absolute beast move.
And I love that she hits that short arm lariat. That's such a good move for her.
I
believe they call it the Haterade now.
The ripcord. It's a ripcord lariat.
Excuse me.
AKA the Haterade.
Speaking of lariats, I have to say the one thing about Mox's promo on Hangman, where he said, "What do you think I was trying to do with that clothesline? Comb his hair?" That popped me. That made me laugh so hard. That was amazing, because it's true. It's like, well, I mean, like, yeah, it's kayfabe, but like, what do you think I was trying to do?
I don't know about you guys, but every time they talk about it, yeah, exactly. I was like, that. Oh yeah, I was right there for that.
Yeah, like whenever they show the start of the whole MJF Regal thing, and they show that little bit of the promo, I'm like, oh, I'm there. That's me.
Yeah. My ears heard it in the flesh. But yeah, ultimately, like, I saw this the other day too. People were saying like, I think Sheeta deserves to be the first 2-time champ, women's champ. Like, with all the title matches, yeah, she doesn't win them obviously, but she has shown that they can literally put her in there with any woman they have, and she will have an awesome match.
She's almost like a gatekeeper. Like, I was wondering how this was going to go, but man, I was so pleasantly surprised. Like, it what? Security system.
Damn.
Sorry.
Got him down with a snap.
But no, I mean, God, I mean, she's gone toe to toe with everybody who's anybody in the women's division, and I mean, she's held her own or beat them. So I mean, yeah, absolutely, she deserves it.
All right, well, WrestleMania. Okay, so let's start with Cephas, what you were talking about.
Well, that's what my question is who more importantly than WrestleMania, who takes
the title off Roman
in your opinion?
So here's what I think, and I've booked this before. I think that you can do something really cool with Elimination Chamber being in Montreal, where Sammy somehow gets in the Elimination Chamber match and is like protecting Roman the whole time. And you could do it either way. You could do it to where he finally sees his chance and wins one of the titles off of Roman. And then that's how the bloodline finally splits from Sammy, or you could even do it to where he like almost accidentally gets the like, you know, do like the Theory falling on Rollins or whatever, and he wins, and then he's like, oh shit. I mean, I think he should personally like actually want to win the title, not just want to be there for Roman the whole time. But I think Sammy winning at Elimination Chamber would be really cool.
Okay, what about you, Magnificent?
I still love this idea of a triple threat to take the you know, where each belt is defended or per fall. Like there's, you know, 2 falls and each belt is up for grabs for that. Man, I don't know. Like a couple weeks ago, I would probably different because at this point, like as late in the game we're getting, you know, the Cody versus Rollins is looking like that's going to be a set match, and then you know, Cody or Rollins were not going to be in the title picture, and I thought maybe, you know, that throw them into the triple threat, but there's so many rumors of The Rock.
So
who's going to take it off of Roman? Who's going to take it off of Roman? I think Cody's going to get one of them. I could see. I think Seth
Cephas
Rollins
has got some harebrained shit going on right now. He thinks he's going to be Mr. Mastermind. Listen, here's how it's going to go.
This is the first off. I want to say that I've been brewing this idea for a while, and my brother hates it because we've seen
this is so out of context. But thank you, Dave. Can I say something? Dante is the Mario of the Martin Brothers.
Facts.
And
beautifully
Danny,
put, sir.
Danny, I'm reading yours, and most of those are what I have booked as well, for sure.
So,
but anyway, go ahead, Cephas, with your mastermind.
Carry on, sir. Carry on.
So there's 2 different minds sets that I have. Okay, the first one's the more simple one, and I think is a good idea to happen. I feel like we have both titles on the line. Okay, but we have both titles on the line both nights. Okay, Roman thinks he's badass. Let's see if he can headline both nights. He's
definitely wrestling both nights. Sorry.
First night against Rock, second night against Cody. Okay, but that's if it goes that way. Now, what I want to happen, and this kills my brother, but he thinks it's genius too. So hear me out before you shoot this down.
Well, I think mine's genius, so let's hear it.
I want Roman to win at WrestleMania. I want Roman, and I want him to keep his titles again for a whole year.
Oh my God, no.
Listen.
Muted. All right, Mike, let's talk about this. So Cephas is an idiot.
What'd you do?
Listen.
I muted him.
Listen, you gotta give me a second here, okay? So here, let me lay
You're
my
about to get kicked off the show is what's about to happen.
Let me lay out my story before you hate, okay? So
you did like Hollywood Salcedo, baby. I'm the Sean Ross Sapp of this show.
We keep the fucking titles on Roman, okay? Because we're going to tell a different story, okay? Cody doesn't have enough time to tell that long story that we want for him to take the title, okay? Like you said, Cody versus Rollins is probably already booked. So let's let Roman keep these titles, okay? But he's a face this time around. And how do we get there? We get there with Solo Sikoa. Solo Sikoa turns on him, and the whole bloodline turns on Roman. Now, I'm not saying he keeps it all the way till Mania, but if he does, imagine that year buildup we could have with Cody versus Cena, Cody versus Paul, Cody versus Goldberg. You could build Cody up and do a WrestleMania 40. Okay, you could do all kinds of neat stuff and build it up, but you could have Solo Sikoa be the one that breaks down the bloodline, and I don't know, man. I feel like you could do some really, really neat stuff with a long-term storytelling. It'd be the longest reigning champion of all time, man. I feel like it's unprecedented. It's imagine as much as I get what you're saying that who wants another fucking year of Roman, but imagine one more year and then at WrestleMania 40.
Muted. No, absolutely not. Your opinion is so invalid. It's stupid.
I'm just saying WrestleMania 40 would be an amazing moment when he finally got dethroned. Just saying.
Okay. But if it's truly going to be Roman versus The Rock at WrestleMania, that 100% does not need a title on the line.
No, absolutely not.
Is there a possibility that he drops any of the belts before WrestleMania? Then, as we've talked about before, Big Rig, that is what spawns that match.
This is So this is what I've talked about before. He loses the one title to Sammy at Elimination Chamber, right? And
you lost it to this guy.
What brings The Rock out of the woodwork is he's like, man, you're losing it. Like you're not head of the table. You're not tribal chief. Like you just lost your one title. Like maybe he has another match and he almost loses the Universal, and then Cody challenges him, WrestleMania, wins that, and Roman's just defeated. He's like, I lost everything. The Usos lost, and that kind of solidifies a face turn for him because he overcomes that and beats Rock at WrestleMania. That's my thinking of it. It's kind of this all WrestleMania season. He's kind of starting to lose it, get a little crazy, losing his titles, losing his family, whatever you want to call it. And
now, while you did kind of lose me with the Goldberg thing,
well,
I definitely see
matches.
The seeds planted with the solo turn. Just because he's not into the lovey-dovey, huggy shit that everybody else has got going on. He's not feeling very oozy.
Exactly.
And and let's be honest. As the bloodline formed, Roman treated both of those Uso boys like shit. He made them like bow down to him. And at some point, maybe they're like, maybe it is losing the title to Sammy. That everybody kind of looks at him like, what? What's so special about you? And
you want to clarify with that Goldberg comment.
Mute Mike for the hell of it.
Absolutely not. Nobody.
The only reason I even
muted
brought fucking Goldberg up was the simple fucking fact that he's got 4 matches signed. I don't want him there, but I know he's going to be there.
Bring Kevin Nash back to fight him.
What?
That's how little I care. I mean,
regardless of
it's going to be a shit show regardless. So, throw somebody with no knees at him.
Another thing I think needs to happen, okay?
Bring back, like I said.
If they don't give the championship to Sammy, I want to see Sammy beat someone huge. I want to see him beat somebody like Brock Lesnar. Imagine him taking, like, if Brock Lesnar and Bobby Lashley go for the title over the next pay-per-view, and then at WrestleMania, Sammy challenges him. Imagine Sammy beating Brock Lesnar for any title at WrestleMania.
Or we're looking at it all wrong, and Sammy is the one that's going to help KO beat Roman.
That'd be fantastic.
That'd be cool.
He get his payback for working with Steve last year or this year. You know what I mean? I'm all for it.
He is a Triple H guy, and he's held the Universal before.
Yep.
It makes sense. I would love to see it on Kevin. He can do it.
So, does anyone have any other surprise ideas for matches?
Man, as much as I'd like to see Kevin,
The Rock. Everybody knows everybody wants the Rock. Mute everybody. All right, end the show. It's terrible.
The Rock shows up and he puts on the damn match.
I want to see Dominic versus his father, career versus something. I want to see it. I want to see them one-on-one.
Career versus career.
Well, I think that makes
Dominic retire before he even gets started.
Touche. That's not a bad idea. If Cody doesn't win the Rumble, who wins the Rumble?
That's what I don't know.
Same.
Oh, I know. I know exactly who's winning the Rumble.
Okay.
Here comes the money. Here
Son of a
comes the money.
bitch!
It's my dude.
So we can
Every
afford
time, baby. Shane McMahon.
That's fantastic.
Dude, I even said
You
it like
quit
when they
that.
did the last time they did like a women's
Hush.
Hush.
If CM Punk comes back to WWE, I'm fucking quitting for a whole day.
A whole day.
I can't.
This is Wrestling T-shirt guy, and this is me burning 345 T-shirts.
I can't believe I'm about to hit a year, y'all.
That's
I know.
wild, dude.
Anything big planned for the 1 year anniversary?
I
Dude,
think
you
I'm
need
just-
like a crowd. You need like a crowd of like wrestlers around you.
I think I'm just gonna wear my shirt in front of like some fireworks, maybe. Do it at nighttime. You know what I mean?
Put
Wear
your
my
family in there.
shirt.
Put your family
Yeah.
in there with you.
Yeah, I was gonna try to do like a special Danhausen shirt, but I didn't have the time to get it set up to where I could do like I wore 364 shirts and all I got was this T-shirt collab with Danhausen.
Right.
You know what I mean? And I thought that would be pretty neat, but I don't think we've got the time for that still. So
Your cat's needy.
yeah, my cat, you hear him back there? You see my DWO earbuds?
Nice.
They're actually the Rock earbuds, but
Nice.
they got my little.
They're way better now. I had.
Oh, look at you, ornaments.
Look at you. Very good idea. Very good idea.
I didn't put up the man cave Christmas tree this year.
You know, you guys need to go shoot some B-roll next to like a fence. You're all wearing like sleeveless DWO shirts and like gloves and punch stuff.
We have a serious scheduling conflict.
Yeah, like we keep wanting to do stuff like that, like have somebody like cutting the grass, and then like one of our kids comes up and just like super kicks us while we're cutting the grass or something.
Or comes
Like-
up and asks us for something. No, we got to super kick them. No,
Well,
I'm not
yeah,
getting super
I don't
kicked.
know.
They'll come up and be like, Dad, and you're like, boom.
Or like
Crash out.
you, or like Mike, you know what we could do? Like you get like you're cutting the grass just trying to be a good dad, and like Mikey and his friends all beat you up, so you call in the faction and we come in and just beat the shit out of some 15-year-olds.
They like confront me as I'm cutting as I'm on the grill, and all of a sudden the music hits.
It's funny you bring that up, man, because something I'm doing next year is I'm doing skits. I'm real nervous about it, man. I'm such a fucking like I'm very active and I talk to a lot of people, but I'm kind of nervous.
Yeah,
I
see,
want it.
Dave gets it. I mean, Dave gets it.
My son and his buddies are fans of wrestling, so
Just
they would
giving out-
definitely be down.
Giving out stunners
Yeah,
all day long.
I
Pop-up
think I got
power bombs.
Yeah, I have a crew that would be down to help with those. But yeah, if you do skits, dude, I'm down. I love that shit.
Yeah.
Jack Vaughn's got me inspired, man. I mean, not to mention I have a lot of friends in wrestling I could pull triggers with. So
Yeah.
Well, that's what I just talked to one of my buddies who actually does like vignette videography work. Like that's his whole business. So I'm trying to enlist him to help us out with making some stuff. So I'll let you know.
We got fire in a bottle here, man. We're just trying to find the best way to.
I threw cheese at my face the other day.
I know. I saw that. It was awesome. It was
That was
nice.
my first ever
Yeah.
video
If
editing.
you guys haven't seen Wrestling T-Shirt Guy, please go check him out. Plug your shit, yo.
Yeah,
He
day
literally has a
356
new video out every day.
Day 356 of wearing wrestling shirts. I literally have almost 400 at this point, ready to go.
Dang it.
So I'm gonna try to go to a day 1,000, dog. I don't know how fucking logical that is because it's hard to find lots on eBay at this point because I just keep buying all the good ones. There's a couple on there that are $150 I haven't bought yet, but I'm running out of shirts, man.
Yeah. So if you're watching this and you have some
Sell me
extra
shirts.
large wrestling T-shirts to donate, help a brother out, man. He's trying to.
I'll wear smalls. At this point, I just want to continue.
Yes, please send him smalls.
I
Just
would
like me standing there like, hey, here we go.
State number 900.
Listen, you can go try and check if you want, but at least 10 to 15 of those shirts I've worn over this past year are smalls. So your boy fits.
I'll give him one of Emmy's youth shirts, and he just like has it around his neck.
Bro, there's
I'm gonna
literally
cut it into a crop top and send it to him.
my daughter's got a Shauna Reed shirt that is like back up and finally like down to the last day. She's got it's a youth
Poor
long.
Shauna Reed, man. That son of a bitch, Jake Rose.
Fucking Jacob Rose, piece of shit. I hope he's watching this and he's like, "What the fuck?"
You know what you did.
You
You and your most wanted buddies.
5 most.
Well, I think that's about all we got. If you guys wouldn't mind hitting that subscribe button, hitting the like button, be submitted just like Jericho always does.
Boo. Subscribe.
Tends
Boo.
to tap a lot. We would
We're
really
at
appreciate
92.
it.
I just want to be at
92.
100. I don't know what happens at 100, but
100
it feels like a
subscribers
good round
would
number.
be dope.
Be a Christmas.
I mean,
miracle.
really anybody. See a friend, tell a friend.
Log
we
onto your
are
kid's
trying to put
iPad
out-
and subscribe.
Trying to put out as much many shows as we possibly can, but we will be coming out with even more stuff here soon. Check out our Pro Wrestling Tees store. Please and thank you. I believe this guy also has a Pro Wrestling Tees store.
Rest in
does.
peace, right,
So yeah, help us out, support us. We really appreciate it. Other than that, you guys got anything else?
just know that I will be calling upon you guys in January when I start my show as well. I'm going to need you guys as guests as well. So
We're there, buddy.
We're at your disposal, sir.
hell yeah, I'll let you guys know when we get the actual schedule together and stuff. So
Us dads got to stick together.
Yeah.
Hey.
Except for when Cephas makes really bad wrestling booking decisions.
Guys.
Top dads out.
Merry Christmas.
Dad, World War.